today is, of course, actress Richa Chadha. She's looking bright, green, and floral. But let that not fool you, because the name of her upcoming series, though it's called Candy, is not all that bright, is it, Richa?
No, it's not bright at all. It's quite in sepia tones and shades of blue. It's quite dark.
Yeah, and yeah, literally in sepia tones and also like figuratively, right? Why is it called Candy though? Why? What is the connection?
I think it's called candy because of the practice of trying too many chemical drugs at once, which is called candy flipping, which has a terrible effect on your mind
Oh
and
my God.
your yeah, it's quite psychotropic substances when consumed like that. It can really fry a person's brain and cause things like suicide and severe mental health problems like schizophrenia, etc. So
Well, I know sugar can kill. I didn't know it was this bad.
no, here candy is used to describe, what it is used to talk about. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I know,
yeah,
I know, I know what it's used to talk about. But Risha, you play a police officer this time. We've not seen
yeah.
you do this before, is it?
No, we have not seen me play a cop actually.
Why do I feel like I've seen you something, but I haven't. I feel like I
No,
have, but I haven't. Do you know what I mean?
no. I had like I think a 30-second role in something that was called "It's a Man's World,"
Hmm.
in which I was playing a cop, but that was like some 20-30 seconds. Uh,
I don't stalk
uh,
you so much, so I'm not sure if I saw that. But I just feel like
uh,
you played such a wide array of characters. I was sure police officer was in your repertoire by now.
no, not yet, but yeah, now
Now
there
it
is
is.
one cop role, and I quite enjoyed playing it.
Yeah,
I
what was
quite
the most
enjoyed it.
fun? What was the most fun?
What was most fun, I'll tell you if I can be absolutely honest,
Yeah.
was when in the hilly towns in Uttarakhand,
Hmm.
when I would get off because we would always get ready in the hotel. So when I would get ready in the hotel, don my uniform, make my bun, wear my topi, and start getting out of my car to walk to my set, which was usually 100 meters, 100 200 meters away, trek a bit, etc. I would see boys on the road take a U-turn if they weren't wearing a helmet. People start wearing the seat belts very fast as soon as they started approaching me. So, and I could, I had mostly had glasses and my mask on, so I could see all this occurring from the corner of my eye. I can't tell you, it was hilarious.
The
It was,
power must have been great. It must have been great to
yeah,
have that kind of authority. Even like
yeah.
not real. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know, badi gadi, choti gadi, everyone's looking at you kind of like, oh, we better be careful. So it was, I have to say that was the most fun.
Yeah, it must have been
Sorry.
empowering on some level, right?
Yeah, definitely. And this cop I play, she struggles with her own thana. People in her own thana often don't, talk to her. They're like, oh, this stupid young woman is going to tell us what to believe. There are lots of senior constables who've been around for eons, and they don't really take her seriously, and they don't really, always listen to her or always follow her orders. So there was a bit of that, but then I would walk
Nothing
on the
new for
set
us
and
women, right?
yeah, nothing. Especially in like a job like this, people are always like, "Aurat ko kya pata?"
And also resentful of authority.
Resentful of authority, trying to find a way. Like in my case, like my constables in the show always, because the caste where she's from, they keep assuming that she's from a reservation quota or
Hmm.
she's from the OBC quota. There's no discussion on it, but they just find it so difficult to believe that like a qualified DSP, which is a high-ranking post in the police system, is has been sent to this small hilly town to figure this murder out. They're not really listening to her, and they don't really like her.
You,
So for a little while she has to be like one of the men.
you,
Mm.
I find that women have to always like juggle perhaps their own job and also the prejudices that come
Of
with the
course,
job.
not just the prejudices, but also like the fact that she still has her share of the housework. She still has to, she's a single mom. There's something in her past, and something's not been. I don't want to give out
No,
spoilers,
no,
but
no, no, no.
let's
Yeah.
There's something in her past. She's a single mom, so you constantly see her like trying to, and because the DSP is a slightly higher ranking post and they make money, she's trying, she's got a good nanny. She's trying to rid herself of the guilt of not being there for her child all the time. She's monitoring what's happening. At the same time, she's like, oh man, today just I had such a tough day. I pulled down two bodies. Can I just have a drink today in silence? And she reaches home and it starts snowing. So it was quite an interesting role to play. I really related to her at some level when, um, there are days when I finish a really long, like 16-hour shift, and I'll get home and I'll realize that the lady who works for me, my help, has left me a note instructing me to buy this ration. I don't have full time help, so both Ali and I juggle responsibilities around the house. So she's left me a full list of things that need to be done by 7 a.m. the next day, and I'm going to be leaving my house at 6, and I don't know how to order all this. So I can totally understand. I just want to relax with a cup of roux afza in the night and watch some rom com and get my sugar fix and all this happens. So I can only imagine how much worse it would be for somebody who's actually dealing with dead bodies and going to the morgue and slapping criminals. So it was
No,
quite fun.
I'm glad to hear you don't lead a sugar-free lifestyle. That is so refreshing to see, right?
No, yeah, currently I'm on a completely sugar free lifestyle, having black coffee without milk and sugar
Only currently, right? Like this
only.
exact moment.
Like I said, I recently found out I had lots of severe food allergies slash intolerances, so my whole diet has changed.
Oh
So
no, this is very sad. This is tragedy off screen.
yeah, it is tragic.
Yeah, off screen tragedy unfolding. And
Yeah.
on screen, I thought it's a police procedural, Candy. And but now, from listening to you, it clearly has all these layers. And I think it's a little obvious that I haven't seen the trailer, but I'll tell you why. Because I don't like missing out on the suspense, because if
Yeah.
the synopsis kind of gives something away, even if you read
Yeah.
a synopsis or a trailer, it's like 15 minutes or half an hour of the series,
Yeah.
it kind of gives that. And I don't like that. I like savoring like every moment. Does that make
I'm with you. The shows and the films I really want to watch, I rarely watch their trailers.
Yeah, I never
I
watched.
just watch the show or the film. I don't watch the trailer. So
Yeah.
this actually is more than just it's about this misty little sleepy hill station where kind of it's so small, everyone knows everyone, people recognize each other's kids by their last names and things like that. And then there is it's a hill station that's also an academic center, like Masuri and Dehradun and Nainital. So there's this semi posh boarding school there, which where murders start happening, and the teacher there, who's played by Ronit Roy,
Hmm.
who suspects that perhaps it has something to do with these parties that the kids go to, where they have this little candy, and Rudrakund is shown to be like a little town where how Parla Ville Parle got its name from the Parle Ji factory,
Oh.
right? Yeah. So that town also is a big manufacturer of candy. So for people to believe that the candy is laced with drugs is almost impossible. Nobody believes him, the school teacher, including the cop. Um, Till really suspicious things start happening, and then this urban legend surfaces of this demon in the monster who punishes wrong children doing wrong by going and sort of murdering them and hanging them on a
Hmm.
tree. So as much as she wants to investigate it in a thorough and clean way, these unscientific arguments keep coming to her from the villagers, from sometimes members of her own team who are locals, like constables and stuff, telling her, this can't be a job of a human. I can't go further than this point. And there's this woman who's already had like a tough time in her life, already dealing with some things, and she's just like, I really don't think it's a ghost, but let me find it. So it's all those things, and the subtext of it is quite interesting also. So that's why it drew me to the script. I mean, if you it's only my second show series. The first one I did was the first ever in India, which was Inside Edge 4 years ago, and now it's this. Now everyone's doing shows, so yeah, I mean, this caught my fancy after a long time.
Yeah, I can see you're very selective with it because if despite the explosion on OTT, I think you've
Yeah,
been quite selective, and the fact that you tell me all these layers and you tell me there's so much thought that's put into it. I think that's very important to you as an
yeah.
actor. You know,
It is important to me. I don't want to be just Alu, that I'm in everything and I don't have dates to breathe and I'm.
no, you're very distinctive. You have your own distinctive flavor. You don't take on anyone's flavor.
Alu,
No, no,
yeah.
no. And aloo is one thing you are definitely not.
I'm not Alu. Yes,
Yeah, not
thanks.
aloo at all. Yeah. So, you were talking to me about Ronit Roy, and I saw Ronit, your co-stars Nakul, Riddhi. They also said such lovely things about you. Nakul has said you're the purest actress. Are you the purest actress? Richa? What does that mean?
But I really, really have to ask him. Uh, we had a few really risque situations. There's a bit of a romantic angle in there.
Hmm.
And we almost died because we were in this shot where cameras were rigged onto a car and we lost control of the car. And I still haven't told my parents about it.
Yeah.
But I'm an ace driver, and it was driving downhill in Bhimtal, and it was super chilly, super foggy. But something happened. We lost control of the car and stopped short, uh, maybe 4 or 5 inches from the cliff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know if
just
that
so
scene
sad.
will.
When we watch it on screen, we just assume, no, you have a harness, you have this, you have a stunt person. We're
No,
like,
babe, not when you're losing light, you have nobody. When
oh,
you're losing light, the whole thing, like, no one cares. They just have to get the shot. And sadly, the shot hasn't even made it to the final
oh
edit,
no.
apparently. I'm gonna request Voot to see if they can give us a clip of the original shot because we almost died trying to take it.
Yeah.
And can I tell you something,
Yes,
Shilpa?
please.
If you interview actors,
Hmm.
all of them will have one such story about how they lost a cartilage, their shoulder was displaced, they caught a bullet, the spark flew into their eye. So I mean, I love doing action and I love doing these adventurous things. But after this particular shot, I remember shaking for close to 30 minutes. I was just like, oh my God, I can't tell anybody, I can't tell anybody, I can't tell anybody. I would have and not just me. And the funny thing is, when we stopped the car, we got out. The production guy comes running. He's like, "दोनों कैमरा रिग थे गाड़ी पे. गाड़ी जाती है तो दोनों कैमरे जाते हैं." And I was like, दो लोग भी थे गाड़ी के अंदर, आपके लीड और वो भी जाते हैं. उनके बारे में कुछ विशेष टिप्पणी.
Wow.
So
Oh,
it was.
wow. But the cameras are their babies. So I understand, they're
No,
literally.
I totally don't understand. I think this attitude has to go. And when I become a big ass producer one day,
You are?
shit.
You already
No,
are. Girls
not.
will girls.
Yeah, as in when I become a really, when I have some say, then I definitely would,
That's it. Yeah.
want to keep
Be
things safe for
concerned.
everyone.
But
Yeah,
so that's really surprising to me because of course you read about these incidents, like some people have had fatal injuries in the West and even here, but you think it's a one-off incident. And in my head, I'm like, come on, Richa Chadha be so heavily insured. Everyone on sets would be making sure that
no,
she's safe. So,
no.
no, obviously production's not going to risk anything happening to her.
I think there's a lot of corporatization which is new, but I really think that the safety of actors is.
Hmm. Really? Oh my
Like,
God.
yeah, I mean, I know all of my friends have done something. Ali had to do a film once, and he was told to dive into this stream somewhere in Maharashtra, in near the coastal hilly area. And underwater swimming is a different kind of swimming, and he had to go, and he had a body double who saw the depth of the stream and ran away. And the shot was waiting. It was some kind of foreign production. He just did it. Half the time what happens is we just do it and then you regret it for the rest of your life. So my only advice to young actors is
Don't do it. Don't
no.
take the plunge.
Stunt people are trained to do this.
Yeah.
They're stunt people. They know how to fall. They know how to take a punch. Don't do it. It's happened to the best of actors. If it can happen to Amitabh Bachchan on a set and put him on a hospital bed for years, I really don't think we've learned too much. So
Absolutely. But yeah, as a producer, you said when you're a big producer, you already are a big producer. I've seen
no,
so
no,
many
no.
like articles what girls were selected for Berlinale, were selected here, there. Like you
So
already got so much
it
recognition.
was selected for the Berlinale script station, which is huge.
Hmm.
And I'm very proud of the director Shruti Talati. We've been friends for over a decade. Like we went to college together, and this is one of those friendships where like, oh, मैं director बनूंगी, मैं actor बनूंगी, and now we're doing something together. I'm very happy to produce this for her because I really think that she's a really interesting new voice, and will tell the female gaze is so important.
Yeah, that
Uh,
and tell me the title. Like you know how they say boys will be boys and men will be
it's
boys.
exactly that actually.
Hmm.
Girls will be girls.
Girls will be
It's,
girls. Deal.
it's exactly that.
Good.
So yeah,
I love it. I love how you're subverting it and you're turning it on its head. Yeah.
thank you.
I love
Yeah,
the title. And I can't. Are you going to be acting in it?
no,
Why? Cameo?
no. I mean cameo and all. I don't know if it. The truth is that uh, there's no role for me, and I don't want to be.
You don't want to
Uh,
force it.
I
Okay.
don't want to thrust myself into something just because I'm producing it, or I don't want to showcase myself in my first production. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't want to do it.
It tells like
I
I really get offers. I don't need to put myself in my film.
No, I mean, I honestly, if I had to act, I would. I was explaining this to someone yesterday. The thing is, there are 9 rasas in acting. That
Hmm.
thing that you started this interview with when you said that I've done like a vast array of roles, and you feel like, oh, I already must
Yes.
have done something like this. So there's some truth in it, because the shades of the characters I've been offered are kind of in the same zone. If there are 9 rasas,
Hmm.
there's also Rodra, there's Karuna, but there are these other things that I don't think I've gotten to explore. So
Hmm.
if I produce something and I want to act in it, then I'll probably write it for myself. Thanks to PWB and her inspiration that she's sprinkled onto the world. If I have to produce something, then I'll probably write something for myself which I find does justice to my talent or my range. Otherwise, what happens is in this industry, what you start with, you kind of people tend to see you like that and tend to it just becomes easier for them to put you in that box and be like, oh, I cannot tell you how many roles I've gotten offered since the trailer of Candy released, which were all policewoman
Oh my
roles.
god. But that's great, right? Imagine you did the trailer and nobody wanted you to play policeman. At least this way you're like someone thought I did a good enough job to like offer me so many other
No,
like
listen, I'm very confident I did a good enough job. Uh, and I don't need validation in terms
wow.
of lazy casting, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't need validation in terms of lazy casting. That's a stern message out there, everyone.
Yeah, it's very lazy casting. It's dull for everybody. So, I mean, I wanted to play a cop, but this is woman's not just a cop. She's also a single mom. She's also struggling against patriarchy in her own thana. She's also trying to solve a murder, and she does. So, this is like Broadchurch meets, I don't know,
Broadchurch is
Mayor
my
of
favorite.
Easttown.
Is I love Olivia Colman. Like I'll watch
Yeah, I
anything
love.
she's in, and I saw like all this.
So you saw Olivia Colman in that male-dominated police station, still being very much a woman. She'll still crying when she needed to, still blubbering, still being firm, still even attacking her husband when she finds out. So it's like that there's nuance. There should be nuance in work. There should be um, that depth, that range. I mean, I have tried to bring it in this one, and I actually enjoyed working with
You
the
are
team a
a
lot.
great actor. I think you put in like a lot of work into the script, into your character. And I think that's why you want like casting directors and like other filmmakers to also not be so lazy while casting and to actually like put in some work. So I think that's fair.
It's a
But
global phenomena. People offer you, if you do Lara Croft, then you'll be Lara Croft for a while. So it's a global thing. It's
I
not
no one
a
can put you in a box, Richa. I believe that.
kya.
I don't think anyone can put you in a box.
I mean, they try and then I break the box.
Yeah. You're like the cat, yeah. You don't want to stay in the box. You run away from the box, so you see it, You know what's coming, so you run away. I love
Yeah, I run
that about
away.
you. So we have Candy to look forward to. But what are the films? Abhi to Party Shuru Hui Hai is the next film that's coming up.
That should come out, but I think Anubhav Sinha has more clarity on that than me. I'm going to announce a foreign film soon, just awaiting some confirmations. Yeah.
Ali
So,
and you are like a global couple. He has
oh,
Nile. You're doing some foreign films.
no,
That's
no, I think the global couple is only uh, Priyanka Chopra and Jonas Jiju. No one else. We are still very much here. But yeah, I mean, Ali is doing some great work. He also has some announcements to make.
Oh, I'm
I just want to pick things that make my soul happy at this point, whether it's writing or producing or I've really mellowed down in the last 2 years as a person also with these lockdowns and things that have been happening. So I I don't know. I just want to be happy about the work that I do and, constantly reject work that seems like drudgery or that seems like stereotyping or boring or so yeah, I mean, in a very good space with great work, quite happy with the work in the online space also. Terribly excited about Six Suspects with Tigmanshu Dhulia. God knows I sent him countless messages to cast me in something or the other over the years, and it's like a brilliant cast and a brilliant experience working with them. Really, really, just superb. And then there's Inside Edge, and then there's Abhi to Party Shuru Hui Hai, there should be Fukre 3. So hands are quite full.
absolutely with
I'm doing
exciting
creative
project.
things.
You seem really
Yeah,
happy, very
yeah,
philosophical. So I'll leave you on some lovely note like this. So please
yes.
continue to stay happy and continue making us happy with all your wonderful work. Thank you, Richa.
Thanks so much.